Let's talk about beliefs. This next concept I address in the book, it's called the belief window, a very, very powerful concept. Maybe you've come across this concept before. I'm betting most of you haven't. Hopefully you take away and say, man, this is something I could use with my kids. It's something I can use personally. It's something I could use with my team. It's something I can use as a leader, and it's something I can use myself. Here's what it says. Between the world and us is a window. And on that window, the way we filter the world through that window are our principles. And where do we get our principles? Primarily from our upbringing, from our parents, right? And as we go through life, we keep building our principles on our window based on our experiences, things we read, things that we learn. Everybody agree with that? And we're doing the very best that we can based on the principles on our window. Now here's something, if you look at the screen for a minute, have you ever noticed as you move through life and get smarter that you realize that sometimes your principles get outdated? How about this one? This is an embarrassing piece a little bit to admit, but how about 1996 or so, I have one of my guys come to me, and his name's Gifford, and he says, Tony, he says, we're going to start using email. I said, no, Gifford, we use faxes. We got a system inside our organization, and faxes, we are the way to go. And he says, no, I'm telling you, email is really going to be, I mean, we got to get into this. This is going to save us all kinds of time. I'm like, no way, man. We got the system down, right? I had on my window. What was I doing? Closed-minded. I wasn't able to see. I was blinded by what was out there and available. I ask you, have you ever gone through and all of a sudden you go, wow, there's an easier way to do that. I didn't know my phone does that. Wow, that's a cool way to do that. Wow, you can look it up this way, right? There's all kinds of interesting things in our life that can change the way that we see the world, the way that we operate. So I just encourage you to think about, do you have any blind spots? Now, here's the next one. When we see the FedEx logo, we see it about 4 or 5 ways today, and we see it almost every day of our life. We see it on a package, on a truck. We see it on an airplane. We see it on the computer, right? We see the FedEx logo a lot. When we see the logo, most of us, unless you've been pointing this out, don't see the arrow in the logo. How many of you don't see an arrow in the logo and would be kind enough to admit it, please? Raise your hand high, please. Look around the room. Okay, now you're going to start looking and you're going to start seeing it, but some of you are going to keep looking and you're going to go, I still can't see it, right? And this is something you see all the time, but I'm going to make it easy for you because I'm going to put it right there. Everybody see it now? How about that? So what's the big deal about this? We could be seeing something a certain way, but we may have a blind spot on the best way to do it. And I'm just encouraging you to think about, do you have any blind spots? If we want to be the most impactful we can be, we want to have the people around us that can help us see blind spots so we can make adjustments and more effectively deal with this fast-paced life that we're living in. So what's the takeaway? The takeaway is our beliefs impact our results. So please, if you wouldn't mind, continue writing if you would. Our beliefs impact our results. Beliefs do matter. As simple as it seems, our beliefs do matter. We need to make sure that we have the right beliefs, the right pieces, the right items on our window as we filter life. And again, this includes personally, being a great parent, right? Being a great spouse. Do you have the right filters on your window? Okay?